I like her art. I like her stories and the way that she tells the stories. It's actually really entertaining.
Cool. I'll look that up.
And then also, I don't know if you've heard of what's his face? What's his name? Um, Puffin Forest. That guy's hilarious. But he also does something similar, like where he like draws his stories out too, and he kind of gives like there's like minor animation, but like a lot of it's kind of like stills. And like right now he's recanting the story in oh what's the one from in D&D with the what's his name, the vampire dude.
Um,
What's his name? The big dude. The he's like the big boss person in that storyline. I can't think of the name of it.
I want to say Lestrade, but I'm
That
not sure if that's.
is it Lestrade? I think it is. I think it might be Lestrade. Is Lestrade or because it's like in like Neverwinter where it's like the Ravenloft story,
Yeah.
like where you enter like the castle and meet like the dude. I think it is Lestrade. I think it is them. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Puffin Forest is doing a story on that. Now his videos are a little longer. I think his videos are like anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour. Some of them are like only like half an hour, but like some get long because obviously the content that they're covering, sometimes it just takes that long to get the content in there, the whole story told. But if you're ever feeling like sitting and listening to a slightly longer story, his are really good. But he's also got some like really short ones from like his earlier content, and it's hilarious. Like I love his stuff. To me, he's entertaining as well. So if you're ever see like you want to watch, I recommend Forest. They're both really good.
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, I've sat down and watched the Acquisition Incorporated guys. Play all their games. I've watched all their stuff.
Oh, okay. I
They're.
didn't
I
realize they were
love those
streaming
guys.
or
Well,
doing.
they kind of stopped doing the main group of Acquisition Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we streamed like their
No name. Just
convention
instructions.
game
Come
story.
in.
There
I
was
make
a
sure
short
no one looks too closely and
YouTube
wait for
series that they
Never
did
see the same face
that
twice. Last
non-convention
time it was a
ones.
smooth-talking Breton with
But
no laborers.
I don't know. They
in tow.
just
You want
transferred.
more?
They
I need assurance.
they're mainly only streaming AC now at conventions. And since
Okay.
this is all going on, there's no conventions, so unfortunately, no new episodes.
Right. And that kind of, I mean, and I actually didn't even think about that until now that you brought it up, of like when my sister and my friend Danielle and I all we went to or I guess I should say Tate. Sorry, it's wrong name. Ellie and 20, 2020 this earlier this year in January, PAX South, and I remember through the PAX store, like you can like like the off area where you can go and buy stuff from the vendors, and they had a scarf that was the Acquisitions Incorporated scarf, and at first I was like, is that Acquisitions Incorporated? And then like I was thinking it in my head, and then Taya said out loud, she was like, hey, it's the Acquisitions Incorporated. And I was like, oh my God, it is them. I was like, because I was just thinking that. I was like, that's what it looks like. But I wasn't certain that that's what it was. So, and then I think there actually was, I don't know if it was like a booth or a panel that was at PAX South for the Acquisitions Incorporated, but I didn't get to like go to it or see it. That's one of the things that I kind of put on the suggestion board for PAX, just regarding the way that they orchestrate the convention. Like I love going to PAX. PAX is really fun, and I know coronavirus aside, I really enjoy going to the convention just in general. I mean, seeing people cosplay, watching gamers compete, and actually getting to play, like some of the and getting to demo some of the games and like the indie games that it's a really fun experience. I totally enjoyed it. However, I will say that one of the things that I really wish they would incorporate is like the little kind of like how like in restaurants they have like the buzzer system for certain booths, because there was a lot of times where you were just like, because there's so much of the convention to see, and there's so much you're missing out on because you're literally just standing in line for one specific, game demo. And it's like, because I mean, I think there was like one game demo, we were sitting in line for like an hour and a half. And I was like, okay, this whole hour and a half, I could have at least been like, not necessarily standing in line for something else, but just like going around, because they had a lot of games that you could just like kind of like walk up and play, because they weren't really like very busy. So you can go and test them out, see what you like about them, give feedback to the developers if they're there. And that was like really cool. And I really enjoyed that experience. But there was a lot of it that was, that it was just like, there was a lot of time just spent waiting in line. And I'm like, and I didn't have time to see everything because a majority of my time was just spent waiting in line. And I was just like, why don't they implement a buzzer system? And I'm just like, it's, we're in the 21st century. We have the technology, and, we're paying, a pretty decent amount of money to go to this convention, and also spending money within the convention as well. I'm just like, I don't understand why that's not something that can't be implemented into the regular activity that's actually, done by the vendors, where you can actually have these little buzzer systems, so you're not like just sitting in line. Like, of course, don't get in line for something else, but, like you can have a buzzer to say like, hey, by like when it buzzes or goes off, it means like you kind of need to be back, and like you got like a 10-minute warning, like, hey, you need to get back here, so that way you don't lose your spot in line. And if you're not back in time, hey, that's your fault. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's on the person not adhering to the buzzer, and they can't go up and like get angry and be like, oh, well, I was only like a minute late. Like, no, we gave you a 10-minute warning. You shouldn't have been gone that far, where you were going to be 10 minutes away. And if you get your warning, you need to hightail it back to that line, or you lose your spot. And that's, what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and that's on the person. Like, that should never be at fault to the vendor. So anyways, that's just my thoughts on that. If PAX ever sees this video, which is about Elder Scrolls, it has nothing to do with PAX, but I'm just saying, if this is ever seen, like, I think PAX really needs to really consider that as a serious thing going forward.
I mean, it's not like streams haven't gone into weird conversations before. So it's not even that weird.
Well, I mean, hey, it's game related, so yeah, I guess it's not too far off.
Fantasy, computer, console, whatever, role-playing game. So, and we're talking about role-playing games, sort of. There's conventions in role-playing games.
Sort of. Sort of.
It's all very generally related. I've been waiting for a chance to play D&D or some of the other role-playing games I really love. Like, forever, it feels like. So...
I'm sorry.
Taking the cargo to an abandoned lodge in the foothills north of Solitude. Occasionally used it myself when the city guard was being thorough. Want to catch them? Start there. If that's all, we're leaving.
We've got a whole bunch of D&D books on the shelf. Not the newest ones, unfortunately. That takes some monies.
Yeah. I just have... And I'm thinking I might steal it back from my dad, because I got my dad a bunch of books for D&D, because I was wanting... Because he was really into D&D when he was a kid. And but he wasn't able to keep any of his books, so I got him a set for, I think it was not last year, but the year before's. It was either, I think it was his birthday. I got them for him, and he has like the monster manual. He's got, of course, the D&D player's handbook. I also got him the DM's guide. I know I got him 2 other things. I just can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But I'm thinking about stealing the Monsters Manual back from him, because he hasn't used it. I've given him plenty of time to design his game how he wants to, which is why I got him the Monsters Manual, because I was like giving it to him as like, hey, I've bought you the books, now you have no excuse.
Right?
Start a game. Like, I was like, you can DM the game. And I was like, and I'll play. I was like, I'll be a player. And I kind of sort of got my younger sister sort of into it. Like, I think that she might be more willing to do it now, because when we went, again, here's another PAX reference. When we went to PAX this year, we did the what's it called, the True Dungeon. And that was my first time ever doing a True Dungeon. But oh my god, it was so fun. Like, it's expensive. I warn, it is expensive, but in my opinion, totally worth it. Like, it was such a fun experience. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I would totally do it again. And I was like, if anything, if I could, if, you know, heaven forbid, if this sickness thing doesn't, you know, goes away, doesn't go away, but if it does, and we're able to actually have conventions like we, you know, were in the past, I mean, likely we probably won't be able to do it in 2021, but hopefully in 2022, if we all live long enough, hopefully in 2022 it'll be under control and we can go to the convention. And I would totally save up and do multiple of the dungeons instead of just doing one like last time, because it was our first time, so we only paid for one of them, because again, it's really expensive. I think it's like, I'm trying to remember, was it like $50 something? It was like $40 or $50 for just dungeons. And it was, I was like, it's pretty expensive. So we were just like, hey, look, it's our first time going. Let's just, you know, let's just get one and let's go see how it is. And, you know, we can decide later. And so after we played it, it was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And like, you get paired up with like other people who clearly knew what they were doing. And I was just like, I'm still learning. But hey, I went in as a wizard. Like my class choice was a wizard. And I actually did, I think I did pretty well. I only missed one of my little special, spell casting things, but all the rest of them I got them. So I was like, yes. So majority of my spells worked. So I was like, yay. Anyways, I had fun. I highly recommend that activity as well. I know True Dungeon is not just at PAX. I think they do other.
The Nords were local, hired hands from the Lonely Troll.
Sorry, I was talking while the character was talking, and I just talked over it completely. My apologies. But yeah, like I would totally do True Dungeon again if it ever. I don't, because I know they travel and they typically are at conventions just because it's easier for them to do their setup, because it's like it's pretty massive what they have to like do to set up. But I think they do have True Dungeons that aren't a part of conventions, and I need to find out if they have any that come to the Dallas area, because it's nice.
I'm paid not to ask too many questions. This arrangement was a lucrative one. I trusted them, but it seems they took advantage of my natural greed. That won't happen again.
Cool. All right.
Ronald had good instincts. We're definitely onto something. Our mystery buyer is hiring locals to haul these urns and reach fetishes out of the city. But for what purpose? Without a doubt, the Coven's attack on Yoren involved a ritual. Why hire locals, though? Seems like an unnecessary risk. And how does the Breton figure in? I suppose using different people draws less attention. Something doesn't feel right. No reason not to. Head there while I circle around from the other direction in case they're already on the move. Just be careful. I'd rather not lose another part.
I'm looking at True
Figure out what we're up against.
Oh, you're looking it up?
Give your sentry my best, and tell him I owe him an autograph.
Oh, he's gonna get more than an autograph if I see him again.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Alright, good. See, now this sounds like fun. As long as it's not... I'm not a fan of LARPing. I find that insulting to the game. Personally.
I mean, it's basically... I mean, it is live action role playing, sort of. Like, it is that, but it's like you genuinely are going through, like, actual dungeon things. Like, you're actually going through a dungeon, right, so to speak. And like your person is like doing that. So, but you don't have to dress up like your character or anything like that. Not like that. But you are, you know, live doing these quests. So it's pretty fun. But I mean, hell, I would totally LARP. I mean, I get it. That's not everybody's thing, but I would totally do it. I'd just be like, yes, I'll be a wizard. Like, I will dress up and everything.
I love the concept of LARPing. I love the concept of it. I just... To me, like, the way Now, I can't speak for every single group out there that might be doing it, because I personally have never bothered to be interested to talk to any of these people. But for me, it's in the same category as if you're a kid playing cops and robbers, and you have that, like, you have the one brother or sister doing, like, being the cop, and then you have the opposite end being the robber, and they're sitting there going, bang, bang, I shot you, and then, of course, the kid's going to say, no, you didn't. It's like, okay, if somebody says, I'm going to cast Fireball on you, like, well, you need to be more, like, there has to be more into it than just, because otherwise the person could just say no.
No,
I made my saving throw.
You can't.
I know some will claim role-playing, they'll have dice, but...
It's like, you can't say no. Like, either you have Dispel Magic, or, what's the other one? Not Dispel Magic, what's the other one? Counterspell. I was like, either you have Counterspell, or you have Dispel Magic. I was like, if you don't have either one of those, and that fireball hits you, good luck.
Yeah, I just want more specific rules. And the True Dungeon sounds like it's fun. Like, they're not doing LARPing, like it says in the description.
Yeah, it's not...
Learn more. It's, you know, escape roomy kind of sort of role play.
Yes. It's definitely more like what you just said. It's more of like an escape the room type thing. That's definitely more up the alley. But it's like, but I feel like it's like the good side of LARPing, if you will. It's not LARPing in the sense of like where you're just like, you know, group of people that's just decided to live action role play this. This is actually like you're going through a quote unquote dungeon and you're trying to get through the dungeon, so you, or as long as you don't, to try not to die, and just make it through and survive. Where
and they built everything is there, and I really like that. It's like if they continue that path to where it's like you walk through their main doors or whatever, and it looks like you're in a dungeon. It's like, now that's, to me, that's role playing I would like to do.
Yeah. I
want to see everything there. You know, I'm not expecting, you know, billions of dollars spent on it. Like, here's an animatronic Umber Hulk. You know, I was like, okay, that'd be awesome. Nobody has that budget.
Oh, they do have they do have animatronics though. Like one of the boss things that we did was like this huge, like, I think it was a hag. Was it a hag? I think it was a hag. I might be wrong, but I think it was a hag. But it looked like a hag to me because the face was like hag-like, the arms were, but it was like this huge thing. Like the head was taller than me. Like it was a huge head. Like it was massive, and it like moved and like kind of like swung out. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten hit as long as you weren't like, if you weren't standing like right next to it, you wouldn't have gotten hit. But it was swinging into the room, and I was just like, oh my god. So I actually thought that part was pretty cool. But yeah, but it's not just all. Oh, and some of them were live. Like one of the actually, so I think we went through 4 or 5 rooms in total. But I think 3 of the bosses we fought. No, those 4. I think it was 4 bosses. There was the one that was a hag. That was the first one. The second one was an actual person in a ghillie suit, and then the third one. What was the third one? I think that one was an animatronic thing too. No, we went through more than that. We went through like 7 or 8 rooms. I apologize. I'm not counting correctly. It's been a while. I've slept since then, and I have bad memory. And then, but I know like the last boss fight we had was an actual woman. Like she was she was actually live action role playing as the villain, as the main boss, and she was a Lamia, I think. And she was pretty bamf. I was like, I gotta give her that. She was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I think there's only 3 live ones, and the rest were all like animatronics, or like it was like just like voices we heard or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. That whole setup that they have sounds like loads of fun.
Yeah, it is. It was. And again, I would totally do it again. Where is this thing on the map? What am I looking for? I'm so confuzzled right now. Okay, so it's like I have to go find the abandoned lodge above. Like, am I even on the right map?
Yes. It's over here.
Well, look, I'm just going to follow you because I'm not understanding this.
If it's the lodge I am thinking of, it is this way.
Well, you probably already played through this, so you probably know it more than I would anyway.
I mean, I would like to say that story-wise I'm a little over halfway done, but honestly, I don't know for sure.
Well, you can actually check that, right? You can check. Are you talking about like the main story, or are you talking about like doing the side quests and everything too?
No, I've been doing side quests as I find them, because I don't know if they have that, like, mechanic, like in Somerset.
Oh, right. Like, so if you like help the other people, or they help you out later.
Yeah. So I'm paranoid as to just doing the main story and leaving everybody else alone for a while. So like I've been doing those as I find them.
You make a good point, but I hate
only
doing.
If I find them.
See, the thing is that I have difficulty differentiating between the quests that are, I mean, unless it's one that I recognize, like the Order ones, and then the ones for the Mages Guild, like those get like snuck in there and they're hidden. And it's like, hey, you want to do this quest? And I'm like, sure, thinking that it's like a side quest for the main quest that I'm doing, and it's not. And I'm like, God damn it.
Right. Alright, it should be over here.
Well, the main quest icon on my map is saying that you are not wrong, because it's getting bigger.
Should be here.
Yeah. Thank you, kind sir. Appreciate you. Whoa, hello. What the hell?
And then there's this guy.
More than I need, so I'll just feast on you.
Nope, you don't get to go anywhere.
Oh, he just like straight up went straight to you.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Do I want that? Is that better than what I have? I don't want any of that. Nope. No, thank you. Sorry, I'm not one of those people that likes crafting or cooking things. It annoys me. Alright, let's go and put that helmet on, because that's better than what I have. So, yep. Let's get... Nope. Can I just get out of here? Thanks. Alright, here we go. And, thank you for being the target.
That's what I'm here for. Gotta be useful somehow.
I was like, because I had no idea. I just saw that dude pop out of the sky, and I'm like, oh god, he's about to attack me. I was like, that is an enemy, right? And then he just runs right past me, and I'm like, hello?
He kept running past me. I was wondering, is he just gonna go? We're supposed to kill him, right?
Yeah, no, but he was talking. I guess you probably couldn't hear him, but he was talking, so, but he was saying something, and I was just like, okay?
I mean, whenever I did this for the first time, he popped up and immediately attacked me, but this time it looked like he was just gonna run away.
Right?
Like he was trying to escape. And I'm like, no, you don't get to go away.
It's like, you don't get to do that, I'm sorry.
It's not how this works.
Okay, let's see. Pentarxaros. Preparations are complete, my Breton brother. We are ready to begin the ritual. Send the latest shipment to Kilcreath Temple. Sister Ambrit will put everything to good use. You have done well. Await my next command. R. Haha, R, like a pirate. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
That was the name of that zombie in that movie, Warm Bodies.
R. Oh, yeah, that's right, because he couldn't remember his name.
Yeah. It was a hint that the movie was supposed to be like a zombified Romeo and Juliet type. So the R was supposed to be like his name was Romeo, that kind of thing.
Oh, I did not pick up on that. But I'm also not a huge Shakespeare fan.
I'm not a Shakespeare fan either.
I mean, I will say that with regard to Shakespeare, I admit that the gentleman was a very good poet. He was very well written, very well versed. However, I am one of those people that cannot read his work and understand it. And I admit, like, I get it. Like, maybe I'm just not smart enough to be able to understand Shakespearean speak, but I couldn't, I'm just like, no, I can't do this. Like, I did not enjoy attempting to try to understand his novels.
Oh, I've never even read any of them. Never even tried, so you got further than me. It's like,
I mean, we had,
we're gonna read Shakespeare now. Like, you can read Shakespeare. I ain't gonna. I already know it's gonna make no sense to me.
Is Macbeth Shakespeare? Who wrote Macbeth?
Yeah, that's Shakespeare.
I was like, yeah. I was like, think that's the only book by Shakespeare that I've ever read. And I only barely understood what was going on in that book. And thankfully, like, I actually read the book, but like, I mean, I kind of understood the, like, they were murdering people and things. Like, I kind of got that. Like, people were dying, all that jazz. And I get the red hands, like, but like a lot of it was explained to us by our teacher. And that was really the only reason why I was able to like comprehend what was going on in the book. Because the whole time, like, I'm sitting here reading like pages, and I'm just sitting there trying to decipher, and I'm like, I don't understand like these words. I'm like, because they're using language that I'm not familiar with. So I'm like, I don't understand. Like, it literally is, it's a different, dialect of English. And I'm like, and I don't speak that form of English, so I don't understand what I'm reading. I'm like, and it was very frustrating for me because it just made me feel dumb because I couldn't understand what I was reading. And then at the same time, it was frustrating just because I couldn't understand it in general. And I was genuinely trying to cipher through it and understand what was being said. And at the time when I read it, Google was a thing, but it wasn't as like big or huge as it is now. And so doing research in that regard was a little bit more difficult. It was more like you use an encyclopedia or you go to the library and do blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't have those opportunities afforded to me to be able to go to libraries like talking about it. So, that I think that was my primary frustration with dealing with, I can't see. What is happening? Well, alright, well, I hardly did anything for that. But do you have money to steal? Do you have money? Yes, you do. You have 2 gold. That's it. Well, I mean, I guess I can't complain. I didn't even contribute to that fight, so I shouldn't complain. I just stole 2 gold from a fight I didn't engage in.
That body you just looted?
Yeah.
Like, they gave you the 2 gold? Like, I'm just running around waiting for you to come out. And then he appeared because, somebody else doing the quest showed up. So he appears, and the bear immediately goes and starts tanking the vampire dude. And I'm just sitting there watching because I can see that my bear is attacking somebody that's not even supposed to be my target. And so this other player is sitting there just sneaking around, taking this wide berth, like he's going to avoid his fight. And I'm like, no, you get your ass over here. This is your fight. My bear is taking your fight. You better get over here.
It's like, no, I don't think so. You come fight. This is your dude. You come take care of this.
Oh yeah, it took him like a minute to finally get over there and sneak over, and I'm doing like one spell to help my bear stay alive so he doesn't get killed by some other idiot's vampire.
Ooh, what's this? What is that? Is that a troll? That's a troll. Oh, it's a frost troll.
Yep. There's a lot of them.
Do they typically have money on them? Because if they do, I want to kill it because I need money.
I mean, they might. I don't know. It's a troll.
You
just gotta, if they start beating their chest like a gorilla, you gotta stop them because that's their healing.
All right, let's go.
Bugs. He's gonna throw a rock at you.
Oh shoot, Jesus.
He had nothing for me. Hopefully he had something for you.
He has nothing for me. All right, well that was...
This is trolls all over the place. But if you want to keep going troll hunting, you can.
Well, I get experience from killing them, so it's not going to hurt me to test it out.
Well, we're being followed, but I suppose it doesn't matter.
Great. No, I didn't want to kill the dog.
But,
or the wolf, sorry.
You should watch the epic rap battle of history between Dr. Seuss and we were just talking about him.
Which one?
His name. The
Shakespeare?
Author. Shakespeare, yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Seuss versus Shakespeare.
Is that a recent? I haven't seen that one. No. I will say.
It's an older one. One of my favorites.
Then maybe I have seen that one. I know my favorite one to date, like my #1 favorite one, is the I think it's Jim Henson versus Was it Stan Lee? Was it Jim Henson versus Stan Lee?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That one's my favorite. Like, that to me was like the best one that they've ever done, in my opinion. That one, and then my second favorite right underneath that one is the Bill Nye versus Sir Isaac Newton with Weird Al. I was like, yes.
Well, yeah, it had Weird Al in it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it was like really, again, those two in my mind were like really well done. Like, and like, I'll say this, it's like, I'm not a huge fan of rap just in general, but there, you know, like, there's a few things, like, I would say there's a few rap songs that kind of slip through the cracks and I'm just like, okay, like, I can get into this. But I will say the epic rap battles of history, it's definitely opened me more up to the idea of being more, what's the word? More inclined to like rap music, kind of because of that. Because like I actually like have been sitting and like listening and paying attention to the lyrics, and that's the thing that really got me on those songs. Is like if you actually pay attention to what they're saying, it's actually like really like, I guess, I don't know if profound is the word to say there, but like it you can tell that there's a lot of thought went into that when they used it. Like it wasn't like they were just throwing out lines just because it rhymed. Like they actually made sense. So I was just like, I really like this. Like it was really well done.
Yeah.
So those are my two favorites, but I don't think I've seen have I seen the Dr. Seuss one? I might have seen it. I don't remember it. But I'll need to rewatch it again just to see if it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Why does Shakespeare just make a comment about it?
No, it's just, I love that. That's one of my favorites because the way that they did it, like obviously it was still rap, but I mean like how they incorporated mainly Dr. Seuss's side of it, seeing he's just this random author from a long time ago that made children's books, you know. I'm sure there's people that could correct me, but I mean, I don't know who he is. Not that I've looked it up, but as far as I know, nobody ever really knew who he was. Mm-hmm. Nobody I ever knew, like, who is Dr. Seuss anyways? They're like, I don't know. Some guy that wrote children's books.
it's a human being that wrote books in rhyme.
Exactly.
And they usually had profound messages in them, so...
Right, so, like, whenever it came to the... I mean, they had one of their people, you know, dress up as what could be considered a Dr. Seuss look. But they gave him this... The character, the actor for the rap, like, gave him this kind of creepy look in a few scenes, and I love the look that they gave him. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, I'll need to check that out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call the stream, but you just hang tight. I'm not going to cancel the discussion, but I am going to end the stream here. I'm going to talk to Lyris real quick, and then I'm going to end the stream, so give me a sec.
Yeah, no problem.
All I found were these Reachmen stalking the pass. Decided they'd rather die than talk, so I obliged. They don't look like they're from Ice Reach, but they are wearing the Coven's medallions. Anyway, did you find the lodge?
The lodge was empty, but I found a letter for the Breton. Orders to send the shipment to Kilcreath.
Kilcreath? The temple to Meridia?
Oh, I said it right.
Why would the Ice Reach Coven target a local Daedra cult?
The letter said they were ready to start the ritual as soon as they received the shipment.
Damn, we're running out of time. I'll head back to Solitude and try again to warn High King Svargrim. You go to Kilcreath Temple and alert Meridia's priests. I'll meet you there as soon as I can.
Warn the priest? Shouldn't I attempt to stop the ritual?
You'll be going up against the Coven by yourself. Warn the priests. If there's an opportunity to safely stop or delay the ritual, by all means. But don't take any unnecessary chances. I still don't want to lose another partner. Good luck.
I'll see you at Kilcreath Temple after you warn the High King. Alright, cool. Okie dokie. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this stream, and apologies for the other stream just ending abruptly as it had, because I don't know what happened, but it did. So, bye! Later, no one and everyone. There we go.